At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
And we are live. What's up, everybody? Having some technical difficulties all across the board. Kind of fighting with the market today in the last couple days, but it's all good. We're here. We made it. We're missing Eagle. He fell victim to that Philly traffic, but hey, we're still gonna kick it off. Go over some SBF news, some potential tether nonsense, some bullish Hedera stuff. What's going on with you, Molly?
Man, I'm doing great this morning. Just checking in with everybody. Hope everybody's having a great morning. I mean, man, we got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, as you know, like the whole thing's blowing up into flames. So, just trying to maintain.
It is. Shout out. Facing reality. Can't stop coughing over there. From the Netherlands. I don't know what it is. Legend over there. Yeah, man, this stuff is crazy. The last 48 hours have been wild. Man, I mean, did you have any FTX personally before this all happened?
No, I didn't. I'm honestly I'm glad just because I don't know what made me just not buy it. And I know it's like a super duper big player and had a lot of money behind it, but some told me not to buy it, and I just
Yep.
didn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. When you go with your gut and something tells you, I just don't have a good feeling, you're usually right. That's interesting because the last bull market, it was DeFi was just coming on the scene, and it was a completely different market. You were looking at what layer ones do you own, what exchange coins do you own, and what kind of altcoins do you own. And now, as we move on to a new cycle, it seems like the exchanges, you don't want anything to do with them. It's just on and off, and people are starting to really wake up to that. And we knew this for years, luckily, with Hacks and Richard Hart and all that he's been doing and spreading the word on how to stay safe. Don't give your keys away. I mean, all his videos, they're timeless.
So you're absolutely right. And I mean, when people look back at those videos, and I mean, everybody's still outraged because I don't have this and I don't have that, and whatever he says. I mean, you got to take the good things out of what he says as well. You can't just take the bad away. I mean, he tells you all the time, like it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. Yeah, don't be over there messing with the middlemen that are going to take your keys and they're going might give you some interest back. You might get your coins back. So
Yeah. This is, I mean, CZ is playing 4D chess over here. Like, he was able to basically expose all of FTX. After I heard that the FTX dumped a bunch of Binance. They had
they
like a $500 million, or they short or something like that, or they owed them money. I don't know exactly what, but he didn't
um,
forget that, and he was able to expose the fraud that was going on
I
and bring it
I
to the front.
he just pulled the checkmate. That was literally all that was, because it's a if you look at it, it was a giant Ponzi. because how is Voyager going to go bankrupt and Three Arrows Capital, and then FTX acquires them, but FTX knows that they're not even liquid, like they don't even have this money, but they acquired them, and then they go bankrupt like a month later. So it's like we're, you know, and
Yeah.
all right, and so Binance like really just stuck the fork in them when they were like, okay, well, we're just going to sell our position, and then everyone else heard that and they sold their coins, and FTX couldn't even let people withdraw their money. Like you're stuck.
Yeah, that's the fun. That's the as soon as you hear, as soon as those rumors start to spread that withdrawals might be held up, withdrawals might be suspended. That's it. I mean, you better get your money off there immediately. I mean, it within a minute you could be frozen. I mean, with if you were the last person to get your money off there, I mean, man, and versus that next person who got blocked. It could be 10 years now till you see that money. Look at the Mount Gox mess. That's 7 years ago almost. And they're still battling that out.
And the worst part about it is that, like, if I'm not mistaken, FTX is on like the Miami Heat like arena, right? Like where they
Oh, yeah.
play at.
It's the FTX arena now. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so not only did you get the people who are already like in crypto and solidified and knew the risks that they were taking, not only did you take them, but you fleeced the new guys who came in during the bull run. You just totally fleeced them. Those poor Miami Heat fans, those probably executives, those guys who sit in the box seats, who put their money in the FTX because it's on the side of the building. Obviously, it's got to be regulated. It's got to be safe, but it wasn't, and none of it ever is.
He lost a lot.
Yeah, dude. Tom Brady and his wife are about to. They are like rethinking about their divorce because of this shit. Like they lost a ton of money.
I, I couldn't believe. I mean, Sam Bankman-Fried had these guys straight up duped. I mean, he was just scamming everybody and then has the balls to go in front of Congress, in front of these regulators. I mean, that takes you're running a Ponzi scheme and you're out here trying to parade like you know what's best for the industry. I mean, he needs to go to jail.
It's like Bernie Madoff 2.0. And then like I don't know if this is something that the world is trying to tell us. So like Kanye goes from like billionaire to like nothing. Sam Bankman-Fried like 2 weeks later goes from like billionaire to actually like $15 billion he supposedly was worth to under $1 billion. No, so in 24 hours.
No, and you would see a glitch on Binance Swap giving 143 ETH for one Bitcoin instead of 14.3 ETH. I did
What?
not see that.
Did that
Wow.
actually go through for someone?
I wonder if that was on just Pancake or where that was. Oh shit, my bad. That's crazy. That's some serious slippage. I mean, that's wild. I don't know how that happens. Well, that's crazy. I don't know how if I can pull 32-second video. I don't know. I'm not good enough to actually know how to get this out of the chat.
So
Uh,
so my
yeah,
question is like, okay, like what comes next after all this?
right.
Like what goes down next? Because
It's gonna. Where do all? First of all, how many? How much? I can't get the video tin top, but I'll definitely take a look at that after. That's wild. I want to see that that actually happened. That just blows my mind how that could even happen and where it was. But yeah, with FTX, how much of the actual assets do they have left, and what were they just over leveraged on and putting shorts out longs on? I mean, God knows what they were doing.
yeah, I mean, it seems like all of them, Three Arrows Capital, all of them just seem to be gambling with everyone else's money. That's all it was.
Yeah, bro. So I was it's on one of these articles here. talking about the Three Arrows owner bought a yacht and then at the peak of the bull market, and then they couldn't make the last 2 or 3 payments on it.
Wow.
So that's what they were doing with all your money, is buying a $50 million boat.
That it's probably the worst thing you could possibly do, and I don't know who made decisions for those people.
All right. I mean, I think it's a lot is our generation. They call, we want to have the yachts and the mansions and the flex. I mean, people see Richard. He's doing it to get attention because he can't get views and clicks being organic. It didn't work. You can't compete with Mr. Beast when you're sitting here offering out how to get better apologies.
Dude, people
So
are
he's dressing like a clown for attention, but then you have people that actually, I mean, look at BitBoy. I mean, he's starting to look like Richard now.
no, seriously. And the thing is like people can talk about BitBoy or whatever. It's like I know he's done some kind of like shady stuff in the past too, and we've all talked about it, but at least he's willing to stand up for people.
Yeah.
At least he's willing to stand up, and because no one was talking about FTX. That was not something that anyone was talking about until BitBoy brought it up.
I actually saw that the first video I've seen in BitBoy in probably 6 months was when he sold all his FTX and Solana.
Oh yeah,
Yo,
we got to talk about how Solana ties into all of this.
yeah. So I wanted to read this. This tweet that CZ put out saying, Binanceans, given the events that transpired over the last couple of days, I want to reiterate a few points. We didn't master a plan. It was less than 24 hours ago that SBF called me. He had very little knowledge of the internal state of FTX. He said I could do some mental calculations with our revenues to guess theirs, but it would never be very accurate. My first reaction was he wanted to do an OTC deal, but here we are. As due diligence for the deal is ongoing, I want to remind everyone, do not trade FTT tokens. If you have a bag, you have a bag. Do not buy or sell. As soon as I finished the call with SBF yesterday, I asked our team to stop selling as an organization. Yes, we have a bag, but that's okay. And then he goes on, oh, this wasn't it. But the where he was talking about, he specifically mentioned, where was it? What FTX was doing. That they took out like a $500 million and were directly shorting Binance or something like that. So it was personal between them. But back to the Solana, what's going to come out of that is Solana. I think they're going to be the collateral damage of all this. The Solana price grew 40% along with Sam's coins.
They both, Binance and Solana own a sizable amount. I mean, Binance and FTX own a significant amount of Solana. But yeah, I mean, and FTX is just selling this stuff just so they can try to get their balance sheet right.
Yeah, and it never will be. It went this or you get over leveraged. You cannot make that back unless the market. You need to, God, if you're trading at 10x leverage, you need a 90% dip to even be remotely close to being able to recover anything.
Yeah. This is, I feel sorry, to be honest, for these people. Like, people lost their, and I guarantee you, the same people who had their money on Celsius are the same people who had their money sitting in FTX. The same people. I guarantee you, someone got burned twice.
Kevin O'Leary got burned. He had his money in FTX.
He's an expert. Oh my God.
Look at that. I mean, that's almost double the volume of any other candle ever seen. That's bad.
Bro, yeah.
They lost $14.6 billion in market cap.
Yeah, that and the FTX token dips really hard like yesterday too. It was crazy. Like I wow.
Well, FTX is at pretty much. I looked at it this morning. It was at like $3 or $2.50.
Yeah.
I think it's gone. I don't see it. It'll probably go down to $1,
There we
and then
go. What's
there.
trending? It's on the trending coins.
Oh, there we go. Oh, 338 it bounced. Look at that. It's a nice little bounce from what was that down here? $2 and Jesus, $2.07.
Now this right here that everyone's saying on stream, this is all just this is people gambling. Because for people who know what's going on in the long run would just not buy this. But if you're trying to gamble and obviously it's down 90 whatever percent. So if it's probably bound to pump up at some point just a little bit because nothing goes straight down.
Yep.
Like
Yeah. CZ said he was holding his bag. He's not going to sell it. I mean, if this happens, it gets dumped out. I mean, I could see this dropping down to $1 and then maybe next bull run pump it, but it's going to be like a Bitcoin Cash. You're like,
where you'll probably get like like a 3-4x. Actually, Bitcoin Cash actually pulled like a 10x low key last cycle.
yeah. But it felt it was dead, and it was it's just
No one talks about it.
oh. Well, I had a little bag of it. I kept like 20 of them from the last bull run, and I
What
sold them on the 6th at like $22 or $23 in here, luckily. And man, if I had held on to that's wrecked city.
I do hear that it stays around, but I do hear that there's actually a way to do private transaction with Bitcoin Cash. You
Really?
have to you have to do something else with it. It's another protocol you got to use, but just for the normal person, no. Just you're not hiding anything.
Wow. So we got a little bounce back now this morning. That's good. Nice to see. Well, Bethesda almost cracked at 1,300. Look at that.
Wasn't ETH almost at like under 1K
Yeah.
yesterday?
Yeah, it dropped down to 1098 yesterday. Yep. Now we're back up to almost 1,300. I mean, that's the thing. This is so dangerous because the tether stuff, man. There's something going on there.
Oh,
Hey, for a second,
dude. Yes. We hadn't even bought that up yet. That people better watch out because we really could have another leg down, a big one. If Tether goes under,
right?
if Tether goes under, which I'm hearing it really could, there's a big chance it could. With crypto, I believe we're gonna go down, take another leg because it's like that's big. It's like what else do you have now besides USDC? Because DAI is tied to Tether.
Well, I've heard like the thing that has always stuck to me is once a stable coin loses its peg, it's like not this little 0.1% for a second, that doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But when you see this, that's a problem. When it dips down to over almost a penny and a half below its peg, you have problems now. Let's see if there's anything going on Twitter. But yeah, I think there could be Tether. Oh wow, here we go. Watch a guru. Tether freezes 46 million USDT linked to an FTX address at the request of law enforcement. Wow. Interesting. This is this. What's up, Hexagon Green Horde? Thank you for stopping in. Oh wow, bro. If Tether loses its peg, that's going to be the black swan that Bitcoin loses on its 10K and dips down to pre-call. I think it might dip down to 7, 6. What if Bitcoin went to 3K?
Dude, oh my God, man. There'd be blood in the streets, but I mean, I guarantee you people are going to be selling stuff to buy Bitcoin.
I mean, there's gotta. Man, I can't see. I had that article that I don't know where I put it though about losing its peg, and then where was it? Tether makes up 80% of Bitcoin's volume. The selling pressure on FTX makes up 3. If Tether USD collapses, Bitcoin will easily go to 10K. Yeah, Mason. Mason's have you seen him on YouTube?
I've seen him on Twitter, actually, not
Yeah,
really on YouTube.
he's got some really good stuff. I mean, he shills. He gets paid to shill stuff. He's honest about it, but he's on point with some of the stuff that he goes after. He's into some of the H bar DeFi a lot, but he's younger though. But he's a lot younger. Like he's like 22, but he's on top of a lot of this stuff. He's got a huge following.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and like you said, that guy said FTX makes up 3% of Bitcoin trading, right?
Yep.
Okay, and I mean that's
Oh
still
yeah.
number one. That's still a lot to just lose 3% of something like your trading volume is still enough. But then to lose Tether is another thing. Like you said, that's the number one thing that Bitcoin is trading with is Tether. Now, if that loses its peg and people don't use that no more, then what are they going to be using? USDC. Because once Tether loses its peg, you don't want to use DAI. So it's like, it's looking like, I don't want to just be like, negative, but it looks like they're kind of chopping it all down to where USDC is the only one. And you know what I'm saying? Like Circle is going to have like a hold over everything because the government works with them, and that could possibly just be our CBDC, and everyone's forced to hold USDC. I don't know. I'm just speaking out of hypothetically.
But I think you're spot on with that. The CBDCs, I don't think they're going to be really retail mainstream. That's going to be more for banks, for institutions. I think you're exactly right. If they already have the ability to freeze anything they want with Circle and USDC, and now where's this one where Tether was ordered? Tether has frozen $46 million of USDC on the Tron blockchain following a request from law enforcement.
Yeah.
So
So
they can
these
freeze either one of them now. There's no this is crazy.
it's because you don't have a founder that's not going to sell you out. There's a handful of founders that will not just sell us out. Just literally just a handful.
Yep.
And that's it. Everyone will straight up sell you out. Obviously, I mean, CZ, he's not a bad guy, but he'll sell you out in a second. He's going to sell you out. Justin Sun's going to sell you out. Uh,
They're not American.
I know, but listen, like, look how it is. It's like communist China is about to take over crypto.
It is. It really is, bro. They're what they're doing, the BRICS nations, man, we people can't sleep on this. Oh, here we go. This was it. This was the article I think you sent. This is exactly who acquired 70% of all Tether ever issued. Like I started reading it, but I didn't have time to get through it. It's long, but man, this is crazy, bro. Some of this stuff here that was going on. So earlier this year, Proto shed light on the mystery by reporting that just 2 companies, Alameda Research and Cumberland Global, were responsible for seeping roughly 2/3 of all Tether into the ecosystem. Today, we reveal a lot more. We spent months cataloging and investigating every single USDT ever sent from Tether across 8 blockchains and layers. Omni Bitcoin algorithm. Here's what we found. Market makers, 97 billion, funds and companies, 10 billion.
Exactly.
And individuals have less than 1%.
Yeah.
So they were just printing Tether. Tether was is how FTX was just printing out of thin air and then lending it out for
Yeah.
staples. It's exactly what Tether's doing. Bitcoin and Tether are doing the same thing, and on just a bigger scale. Alameda and Cumberland received 63 billion in USDT which was 55% of the outbound volume ever. And that was on Ethereum, I believe. Yeah, bro, this is bad.
It's just fractionalized banking on the blockchain.
If this they need to do, man, if this is all backed by what I think it is, by all of the bad debt in China,
Counterfeit money, basically, just in a digital form.
man,
Like half of all the Tether ever made was through them, like just through those two.
40% of all outbound volume was from Alameda Research.
Yeah.
While Tether sent nearly 30 billion of Alameda's USDT directly to FTX, blockchain data shows Alameda operating on a number of other exchanges. 2 billion on Binance, 1.7 on Huobi, and 115 million on OKEx. Wow. Be careful out there, guys. If you have Tether or
Even die.
Yeah, I think die. I think Maker, they're the only ones. Die, I think actually might be the safest one because they're now backing it with short-term U.S. debt. And the bond market was about to collapse. So why not take a collapsing asset and put it into something that is needed? Stable coins, kill two birds with one stone.
No, you're right. I didn't know that, and you're absolutely right with your analogy. But like my whole point is just that it's literally just the same thing from the real world coming into the blockchain. Like it's all they're doing now is just merging it slowly. Oh, well, we got real bonds on the blockchain, and we're using this as collateral, and we're just going to print fake money online now. Whatever, who cares? We're just gonna just swap it on over. To me, that's what it just seems like it all is now. It's what they're just trying to do.
This is out of look. This just wow. I mean, I bet you this is exactly the Bitcoin chart. Which that's starting. Yeah, here you go, right here. December 2020 is right in here.
Oh, okay. So the
Yeah.
more tether that they received, the higher the market went.
That's what they were doing. They were printing Tether. Whenever Bitcoin dipped, they would print
Yeah.
billions of dollars in Tether and buy up the Bitcoin with that Tether. And it was just a never-ending, almost Ponzi scheme. And could be what leads to the flippening, where Bitcoin actually falls away and Ethereum rises up and finally takes the number one spot.
I mean, you really think about it, do we really have any choice?
It's
I mean,
inevitable.
because I mean, to be honest, like not only would ETH flip Bitcoin, it's going to get to a point where a lot of other blockchains are going to flip Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin has first movers advantage, but it's really all about who's using it and using it for what. No one's using Bitcoin for DeFi. You can wrap it and turn it to another network. I mean, but Ethereum obviously has like 90% of all these things we're looking at runs on Ethereum or is a fork of Ethereum.
Yep. Yeah, this is great. I mean, I hope if that was the bot, but I this tether thing, man, this is gonna give people hope, and everyone gets back in for a week or two, feels great, and then wham, right back down, right back to 11K. With that, remember that Binance scam wick in 2021? When
Yep.
Bitcoin was at like 40K and it dipped down to like 8,500.
Yep.
Ever since then, Bitcoin's price has been tracking towards that $8,500, almost like it was predestined. I mean, they're not going to show it on this chart here, obviously,
Yeah.
but it was right back in the middle of 2021 when it was around 40K. It was like right in here, maybe right around here. There was a scam wick to $8,500. Then we had the false the second top up here, and then ever since then, just blood. And look at this. Oh my God, we're trending right back towards it, bro. I think Richard is going to be spot on again.
No, if he is, you just never doubt him again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I know in my mind is like he's been right over and over and over again. But if he's right on this, it's just solidified that he's probably one. I mean, he already is one of the most knowledgeable. But then I probably just make the assumption that he's probably the most knowledgeable that at least we can see and speak to, and we've seen so far.
Yep. I think I don't. Yeah, I think he's one of the most brilliant minds. Yeah, in all of crypto for sure. Most transparent, the most honest. You might not like him, but if you just listen to what he says, his message, it's the best out there. I think so. The top. I honestly that I we if not it close 8, 9, 10. I don't really. It's all to me is the same. I'm pretty much mentally there already.
Bro, yeah. I've honestly like when this stuff started to crash the other day, I was just like, listen, I'm not doing this. And I'm sitting in USDC now, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm sitting in USDC in one of the positions that I had because it's like this is no one likes to see minus 30% days on like most of the coins yesterday. Like it was a bloodbath.
USDT is losing its peg. This was from 5 hours ago. Hopefully, it's nothing as DAI has exposure to USDT. I think USDC is a better option for many. I see on the chart that it's depegged to 90 cents before and bounced back in May. Hopefully, it's just another of those, I guess. Richard, we've talked about the issues with DAI. The 6-hour liquidation auctions, also circle presence is enormous risk. I know you've been a fan of Maker historically. Please be careful. There's a better way. Tin Top just posted up here that some say that a majority of the PulseX stacks are in DAI, or are the majority DAI holder. That's interesting.
Is he talking about like the SAC address that everyone sacrificed to?
Yeah, that address holds a big chunk of the supply. So if it's inevitably that would filter into DAI.
We sacrifice for the freedom of speech. uh, uh, I'd always think that that response is funny because that's usually what most people say. But no, that is concerning. That is actually kind of concerning. Maybe the sacrifice address can, I don't know, he could probably just do what he wants and change it to USDC if he wanted to, right? It's a lot of money though.
This is a good tweet here from Blockchain Bob Charles. Word on the street, Almeida has huge bags of USDT, as high as 50% of the supply. Other large holders include Binance and the Justin Sun Tron ecosystem. Maybe that's why they're trying to save FTX Almeida. All speculation, but if UST was to falter now, oh my God. Dude, that why now Justin Sun's come. Did you see he tried to come out and save the day?
I didn't see it, and I don't think
I
either one of them can.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw an article about him. Oh man, what the hell? Justin Sun trying to save the day. I was trying to see the article. He was gonna make an offer or something like that to buy FTX.
I think Justin Sun's profile is there when you pop up.
Oh,
yeah, like right there on the right.
Oh, okay, here we go. It is him. Yeah, right here, 12 hours ago. Further to my announcement to stand behind all Tron holders, we're putting together a solution together with FTX to initiate a pathway forward. I mean, man, that's out of the blue, he comes out and now he's trying to save the day. Is that because he knows if oil goes down, he goes down too? All altcoin stack points were converted into DAI except Hex. Interesting. Why would Richard convert USDC? I don't understand that. Why would you convert them into DAI?
I don't know, but I feel like maybe he has something in his mind that he hasn't even told us yet. Maybe he knew something about all of this behind the scenes. I don't know.
Right. Our building is well underway. The modern time crypto voyage for FTX users to weather this crypto storm. We're on standby, backed by the robust global infrastructure at Huobi. Stay safe and dry. Interesting. Is this dragging all the snakes out that were over leveraged and are about to collapse, while everyone who's fine is just sitting back? I haven't heard a peep from the Winklevosses.
Not one.
I haven't heard a peep from Bitstamp. They're just these other like exchanges that are in New York. Circle, yeah, Mobius. Circle can be sent. They can freeze wallets now, and I guess Tether, the same thing too. I thought Tether was safe from that, but accordingly, the Tether just froze $46 million of an XTF wallet because of law enforcement. So Tether and USDC both aren't decentralized. Yeah, the pain is real, but that's what. Let's switch it up. The pain. That's enough of the Justin Sun scumbag. I mean, hopefully he ends up in jail. We all know here not to use exchanges. I mean, the only thing I have is some Filecoin on Gemini, because the interest is like 7.5% on there, and it's only like $300. So I don't really care. I don't see Gemini right now being at risk. If I get any sense that something might happen, I'll pull it off there. But
you know. If you like taking your money off exchanges, don't use Uphold either.
Well, Mobius just duh. Why would Richard swap everything to DAI? Well, they could freeze everything but it. Makes sense. Thank you, Mobius, for hitting us with Captain Obvious there. But yeah, bro. So I wanted to talk about HBAR a little bit. As you can see here, it's trending on Twitter, and there is so much happening right now. It's crazy. I mean, that's not the tweet I wanted. Yeah, I lost all my tweets now from shit. I'm going all over the pages. There's been so much happening on the testnet the last 2 days. Just a massive spike in transactions. I mean, so 24 million transactions in the last 10 hours, and had one enterprise testing a use case. So Hedera successfully, I think, had 1,000 transactions a second going yesterday.
That's pretty good, and that's what Ethereum hopes to get to.
Yeah, I don't know if they will ever get there. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think Ethereum is going to be for institutions, for businesses that have their books. Everyone, like my company I used to work for, we had our own network for our company where we kept everything. We had our own servers, all of that stuff. I think that's going to be transitioned over to blockchain. I think that will be more primarily with Ethereum. But I think with supply chains for retail, for CBDCs, even like stuff that needs to be scaled to the masses. That's what Hedera, XLM, they're going to be really crucial in doing that.
No, absolutely. HBAR has been one of the ones that's a blue chip. That's one of the ones that has like literally all the partnerships. And I mean, as far as I've like seeing. Um, their founder's actually pretty cool. Really transparent, and
Yeah, he's super smart, bro. Super smart.
yeah, I seen him
Oh, let's
speaking with King Solomon.
there we go. I was on the wrong page. There, I was on the wrong page. That's why. So the thing you're going to hear a lot of moving forward is refi, regenerative finance. And that's the new green motto. And I want to play this little video here from this was from Tollum Earth. And these guys announced a partnership with Hedera to deliver enterprise scale carbon offset buying and selling. So Tollum is opening a new world of possibilities by tying the technology of automated market makers to real world variable assets represented on chain. These agreements maintain full auditability in all attributes, roles, and actors throughout their life cycle. Today, carbon offsets are commoditized and in nearly all scenarios are traded without the level of veracity available. So these guys have an automated market maker for the world's first fully open source digital management, reporting, and verification policy workflow engine. We're allowing companies to focus on climate outcomes rather than complex tools, which we believe will build trust and transparency in the market. So there's a carbon credit war going on. I know the XRP ledger, they Ripple, the foundation, they just gave out millions of dollars to do a project in Africa for carbon credits. I know there's another project, Dovu on Hedera. They're also going after carbon credits. So I want to just play this video. It's only 2 minutes long, but it's really interesting and what these guys are trying to do. And we have no volume. So hold on 1 second. Let's restart that and turn the volume on. There we go. Nope.
Opportunity to lead the way to a better future, a healthy planet. And companies today have an opportunity to lead the way to a better future for all. In combination with efforts like transitioning to renewable energy and ensuring a more sustainable supply chain, purchasing carbon offsets is part of an integrated corporate strategy. In 2021, more than $1 billion worth of offsets were sold, and that number continues to grow today. Even so, there aren't enough high-quality carbon offsets to meet demand. That's why we started Tollum Earth. Built on the Hedera public network, Tollum Earth allows organizations to identify, price, buy, and sell carbon offsets through a streamlined digital interface built on trust, transparency, and scale. This transformational marketplace will enable digitized measurement, reporting, and verification to ensure project data is accurate, secure, and auditable, deliver optimal supply and pricing to corporate buyers, and maximize return to project developers, and allow corporations to quantify and report the impact of their investments with shareholders, regulators, and consumers. Tollum Earth's founding partners are industry leaders. The HBAR Foundation, which was created to advance the development on the Hedera network, the most used enterprise-grade public network utilizing energy-efficient digital currency, and Object Computing, a 30-year global leader in building real-time, distributed systems at scale. Tollum Earth empowers a better world for all of us. Join a future built on trust.
It's pretty crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? Oh no, we got Ivan.
And we're live, guys.
And we're live, guys. Oh, shout out Ivan, man. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
I
Ivan
used to
is funny.
Ivan back in the day, man. He's funny.
Love Ivan.
Yeah, but so you could kind of just see what these guys are trying to do with the scale of that, and you need the only options to do this stuff they're limited. I mean, you really, I would say XLM, XRP, and Hedera are have kind of solidified themselves as the three ledgers out there that businesses are flocking to.
Yeah. Like you said, they're green, carbon neutral, they're fast, they're affordable. That's what people want. They don't want to pay more. They want to pay less. And that's why people they go there. I mean, I'm very familiar with using the XRP, the ledger, and I mean you are too. Everything moves fast. Everything is like almost I wouldn't say free, but basically free, right? You don't there's just no headaches. So like yeah, that's how it is with Algo too. It's really fast, no headaches, H bar. That's why they're part of the ISO 20022 thing.
You're good call there, but I totally Algorand. You're right. That's another beast. I totally Algorand that. I don't know how that one slipped my little brain fart there. But yeah, bro, Algorand is putting together a lot. And it's just I just H bar, man, it's at its bottom. I mean, they launched, in not the best time in a bear market. Their technology, everything was being built. No one knew what was going on, but now you see all the partnerships that are going on. I mean, this right here is another thing with the regenerative finance and the whole green initiative, but also this proof of reserves. So WorldPay and FIS Global, the largest payments processor in the world, built on Hedera. So CZ tweeted on November 8th, all crypto exchanges should do Merkle tree proof of reserves. Banks run on fractional reserves. Crypto exchanges should not. Binance will start to do proof of reserves soon. Full transparency.
Yeah, I remember looking at that yesterday. Yep.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, I'm going to look more into this whole proof of reserves. This was kind of new to me in the last day or two. But when you start to see stuff like this, I mean, this was the video link to it right here. It was a 17-minute long video, so I didn't have time to watch it. But man, when you start to see this stuff, that this is being built on Hedera, man, it just makes me so bullish. And along with the NFT market, with the Zeus marketplace, I was using this when the volume was like under 5 million H bar on this thing, and I thought it was a scam. I thought it was just full of rug pulls. And now you have on here, we're almost at 100 million H bar in volume. So NFTs on here, you can mint a full collection for $75. Full
And those
collection.
are thousands. And those are thousands, right?
The Bored Apes land sale, that you see over, I think, $6 million in gas or something like that. They could have launched on Ethereum for $75. So clearly, the Ethereum, Solana, they're not the solution. Chia, same path. So many doing the same thing. Yes. Yep. Chia too. And
Yeah,
VChain just had a big announcement too that they're launching their
it's
main
like sidechain.
Chia. I think they're another. I'm thinking of Sia Chain. I don't know what Chia is. But I don't know, where was it? It's just Solana. All right, so Solana is one of the main competitors to Ethereum, right? Shut off 10 times this year. It is all VC money behind it.
What is it? What did it start out? Like, can you look at like the all-time low, like when it's ICO price? Like, it ain't too far away from that, man.
They
What did it
launched
come
at
out at $1?
$1. On here it says.
Hey, it'll probably go down closer to that. But who knows? You know.
I think it will, just due to the fact that so much of it is owned by SBF, and I heard 50 million are coming out today.
So like I read into that, and so says the guy, because you really can't trust these people. He says that they're coming out and they just can't restake them yet, but they want to restake the whole portion of it, and that's just what he says. So.
And when they get market sold, it was a hack or an accident.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, but
Man.
you know, I also thought was funny when Binance was like, CZ was just like, "Don't sell your FTX." It was like, what? Don't sell it. Like, whatever. They try to tell you what to do with your money.
So here we go. This this year's COP27 is all about regenerative finance. Follow us in our mission to bring the balance sheet of the planet to the public ledger together. So this COP27 looks like it's a summit being held in Egypt. And these guys are going to be there. And yeah, look at this chart. Wow. They're just going to just shove this climate change thing down our throats, bro. It's not going to stop. Sorry about that. What's having problems here? Campaign was more than come on, maybe later. 35,000 people are expected to attend the COP27 summit in the Red Sea Summit or Red Sea Resort of the Sharm el Sheikh. These conferences have always attracted significant numbers from the coal, oil, and gas industries who are keen to influence the shape of the debate. So look at the fuel lobbyists in country by delegation team. So it looks like the United States is not, we don't go to this. Looks like it's all outside the US.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd be like, wonder if these numbers actually are even real.
We're on a carousel of madness here rather than climate action. The fossil fuel industry, their agenda, it's deadly. Their motivation is profit and greed. They're not serious about climate action. They never have been. They never will.
Bro, these are the same guys that are at like Davos.
It's the same people, 100%. It's the same people. France just legislated that every parking lot for 80 cars or more must be covered by solar panels. That's 11 gigawatts of new solar, same as 10 nuclear reactors, powering millions of homes. Zero new land needed. And these things are, these solar panels, these batteries, they take more energy to produce than they save.
I mean, they have it. You know, that's what they educating on and telling everybody. So, you know, people are just gonna go on that.
You know, Mobius, that's a damn good point. How many carbon credits are needed for every one of these douchebags' private jets that flew out there? That's a good point. Well, 70 people from the UAE, Russia, Kenya, they're coming from around the world. I guarantee you they didn't fly and coach all on the same flight.
You can get free.
all
Where can I get my carbon credits at?
Well, so that's actually funny that you say that. So I'm scared to do it still. But so Dovu, I was talking about this earlier. They're on Hedera. Dovu they're tackling carbon credits. They have on here, you can plug your MetaMask wallet in and you can see how much you've polluted.
I ain't plugging my wallet into that.
Me neither. I'm scared to do it. So you can go right here to dovu.earth and go to their carbon calculator, and you know your CO2, and you connect your MetaMask or your other wallet, and then you can right here, you can capture your carbon and support rural communities. So we're harnessing the power of the soil. Our carbon farmers can work their magic. So these guys are doing it with farms. I think they were around in like Africa and South America. Let me see. Our farming community. Where was it? Oh, that's where they had it. They had them up here before. Maybe this thing was just a giant scam. I mean, but I just saw it. Dude, look, I don't think it is. I mean, I own a little bit of the coin on Hashpack Wallet. It's like fractions of a penny, but it was just interesting. But hey, I was scared to do it, bro. I refuse to connect my wallet on here. I feel like once you do that, you're setting yourself up for no heading back. Like you're on a blacklist or something.
Right. Let's see how many carbon credits you need. Let's see who you are, what your IP address is, and we're going to report back to our boss. We're going to see how we can help you. It's just like, wow, man. It's
Container ship just sank because of a fire from batteries. Oh, exactly. Yeah, where do we draw the line? Well, that's such a good point. It's like that was my biggest frustration with a lot of like the hex community, and like with Zen and with like the Hedron stuff. If you like keeping on talking about it is giving it life and breathing. Like if we came on here every day and talked about negative stuff and stuff that happened a year ago, you're giving it life. So just like by not everyone needs to just like stop talking about it. And I don't know, man, your actions speak louder than your words. But it's like, you know, what does Europe do this winter when fuel prices shoot through the roof? You know, it's easy to talk now, but when things actually start to hit the fan, and it's the middle of winter and your stupid batteries got snow on them and your little wind things, there's no wind out, so they're not spinning. What do you do?
Man, I think it was like kind of weird when Biden was like, "This will be the coldest winter ever." It looks like that might be this year for for over there. It's like that's no one can. I mean, I wouldn't say no one, but a lot of people ain't rich, man. You know, people ain't gonna be able to afford that hit.
No.
I mean, there's already stories of people being put out of business because of the bills they got for their like heating and cooling and electric and stuff like that. They already been put out of business.
Yeah, and we haven't even hit the peak of winter yet either. It's about to get bad.
We just getting started. Winter in most places is just beginning to come around and hasn't even come around yet.
Yep. Well, hopefully the crypto winter is over and this was the bottom. But man, I don't know. We still have another Fed meeting coming up in December. If they raise rates again, man, that could be the final shot that sends us to Richard's call of 11K.
Irwin's right.
Yep. Yeah, man, that Hexaco, Bertaria, like people are starting to understand it. Like people are waking up really fast. And the whole man, yeah, the whole Kanye situation, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, there's just so much going on. It's just like, all right, there's so much going on, but everyone's got to stop this cancel culture, man, about everything. It's just so crazy. Like I think that everything's just run by one thing now, one person, one entity, and they can just like cancel you, man, when you're done. They just cancel you. I mean, I know people say crazy stuff, but I mean, just like on here, YouTube can just cancel you. You might not even said anything wrong. They just don't like it.
And there's no human that it happened. That happened to us when we lost our channel earlier this year, right before going out to the Hex conference. It couldn't have been at a worse time. and we didn't get
Yeah.
any answers from any humans. It was all just AI.
Yeah.
It's such a
It's
good point. Reduced CO2 equals reduced plant life. Interesting.
we should put on masks so we can increase our oxygen intake as well because of COVID. That
But
is
it,
literally their reasoning behind all of this too. It's just crazy.
I don't know. Everywhere I know, every plant I've ever seen thrives when there's carbon dioxide around.
Or when everyone forgets it because in America you're taught so much other stuff as it has nothing to do with anything.
And it's all trauma based, and it's all like someone made the greatest point yesterday. It's like kids love Bambi, the movie, and the first scene you're watching it, bam, Bambi's mom dies, and you're in like shock and horror. And like
Yeah.
those are the movies we're showing kids. It's like you don't realize it until you are able to step back and look at it that way. And it's so hard to do.
Yeah, most of those Disney movies have some type of horrific meaning and subliminal messages in there that like you can't see till later and you're like, whoa, my kid ain't watching that. Like this kid ain't watching that. That kid shouldn't be watching that.
Yep. It all starts locally. That's where the change starts. Not voting for president, but voting for your local school board, your local
Yeah.
sheriff, your local town board. That's where change starts. I think people are now starting to see really what's going on in the school systems, what's being taught to kids. And it looks like everyone on these school boards, none of them have kids themselves, which is kind of ironic.
The job matters more to them.
Just speaking of jobs, you see that Facebook, like Meta, let go of 11,000 people.
It's getting to the point where like they're just getting rid of people and using machines. It's starting. You wouldn't get rid of 11,000 people if what? You didn't need them in the first place. You didn't need
100%.
them. You know? Just like Twitter let go of all those employees. Why? They didn't need them.
And that's so scary. Now take the Twitter, for example, and now spread that across all the companies out there. Oh yeah, I'm the manager of human resources / educational rights / positivity. Like, I'm the assistant director of public relations. It's like, are you useful?
Bro, I've worked at Comcast NBC, NBC Universal. Half those positions are not needed. Half those people are not needed. The position I worked, probably not needed. Half of them. They're just not needed. A lot of them are just your supervisor. What does your supervisor really actually do? She just looks at what you guys do and is an intermediary between you and the higher up and manager personalities. Besides that, he doesn't do anything to contribute to the company. It's a lot of these positions aren't needed. Like the fry guy, they can make an automatic fry. They can do those fries automatically. They don't need the fry guy. They don't need the burger guy. They can flip their own burgers. You don't need those people either. Like, I mean, we need them as human beings and they matter. But like, if you can clearly see, as these companies are showing you, they don't need you.
Now you're talking about Spectrum. You work there, or Comcast. That's a private company, and you're saying you witnessed firsthand tons of those jobs are not even necessary. They're just fluff.
No, they've got a social media guy that just looks at what you talked about us today.
So when I left commercial real estate, I worked 10 years at a small brokerage company. They're just my two guys that started it, and I was the first person they hired, and we ended up growing. Ended up multiple people there. I left and I went and I got a job at New York State, and it was doing real estate and leasing. And I had in my head, all right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be, just finding new locations, doing leases for state agencies. So I got there, and within 3 weeks, all I was doing was just a paper pusher. I was just taking leases, editing them, changing in the dates, and then giving them to my boss, who then looked at them and gave them to his boss. And fast forward 2 years at my company, I would take, if it was a small business, a guy that didn't have much money, I would draw up the lease for them so they didn't have to go to an attorney and pay the money. So I had tons of leases. So I was basically good enough to draft a lease that an attorney would have to just sign off on, make a couple minor adjustments, and it was good to go. Then I go to New York State, and I'm in the same position, and I have two people that need to sign off it before it ultimately goes to the decision maker. And there was also a team of 3 or 4 that I was with. So there was 5 people, 6, 7 people that were all working, doing the same job I was doing at a private company. So it's really scary when you think about it like that. There are so many jobs that really aren't needed. So, people really need to think long in the future. Do I have utility? Like Mobius, man, being able to build stuff that lasts forever. People are always going to need something fixed.
Yo, Adam, I've got to run real quick. I've got something going on that came up. I gotta go.
Yeah, bro, no worries. I want to wrap it up anyways. That's actually a good, perfect time to end it.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on. I'll be on the next
show
too.
Next week, Eagle 2 will definitely be back. Hopefully some green in the markets and things are pumping.
You damn right.
SBF.
All right,
man. All right, bro. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, bro. See you next week. Molly's a legend. All right, guys. Appreciate it coming on. That's it for me. I don't have anything else. We're just rambling now. Appreciate it, Erwin, for all stopping by. Mobius, Hex, Greenhorn, Ben, Tin Top, everyone else that sees this in the future. Appreciate the support. We're going to be doing a ledger giveaway if we can hit 1,000 subscribers. So we're going to be posting that up soon. So we need to get some more people watching these videos and get good words spread out there. Not all this nonsense you see. But we will see you soon. Later.
At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.